All right, so tonight's presentation is about our outreach, how and why we do it, what does it look like, and then the actual outreach presentation that you would give to the professionals or to parents is embedded within this presentation. So at one point, I will go and switch into that presentation mode so you guys will kind of get a feel for how things are said during a professional or parent presentation and what to say on each slide. And, you know, the PowerPoint that you could use with parents or professionals, it's already pre-made, it's ready to go. If the place that you're presenting at has a computer already, then you can just either send them the PowerPoint or you can bring it, find out if they have a USB port and put it on a flash drive and bring that. Or I've in the past brought my laptop and presented on that too. So this presentation brings all of that together. So this is an old picture of my kids, but the only one where I could get all of them in the picture, and then let alone Jack had the Guide by Your Side gear on. So as far as Guide by Your Side gear goes, we have T-shirts for kids and adults, and you will all get your adult T-shirt at training if you don't already have one. And the other thing that we have for you guys that you will get at training is like I don't know if it's considered a tote bag, kind of like a laptop bag, a business bag that I'll give to you at training as well. So let's move on. All right, so pre-test, you just put your answer in the chat box, one question at a time, okay? So question 1, you can provide outreach to professionals by A, manning a booth at an expo or conference, B, sending a letter to, or send out card to business contact, C, giving a presentation at a conference, D, visiting an office or provider and giving them a presentation, or E, all of the above. So question 1. All right, question 2. Sorry, guys. Whenever you provide outreach, you should send in a completed outreach form, true or false. Question 3, by doing outreach with providers, they learn how and which families can enroll in Guide by Your Side, true or false. Okay, sorry. Question 4. The mission of Guide by Your Side is to A, change the world for children who have a hearing loss, B, provide unbiased information and resources, C, tell families what to do because no one told us, D, provide as much outreach as humanly possible, and E, answers C and D. Question 5. Guide by Your Side parent guides are so well trained that they can stand in for the audiologist when the family needs help troubleshooting audiological equipment. True or false? All right. Very good. Let's move on. So, when somebody asks you, what do you do? How do you reply? And these are a little bit out of the box, but if you think about it, they'll capture somebody's attention. Oh, no. Well, there they go. You could say, I'm a superhero. I lead families on their journey of raising a child with hearing loss by offering them support and resources that I've gained from my experiences raising my son. Oh, crud. Sorry, guys. Keep forgetting I have to click the screen. You could say, I'm a lifeguard because I rescue families with children who have a hearing loss by offering them support and resources that I've gained from raising my son. I'm a personal trainer. I inspire families with children who have a hearing loss by offering them support and resources that I've gained from my experiences raising my son. I'm a contractor. I assist other families just like mine to build a strong foundation by offering them support and resources that I've gained from my experiences raising my son. Now, I know you guys might think that these sound silly, but if you led into a conversation, if you're out and somebody asks you, so what do you do? And you started off saying, I'm a lifeguard, they're going to think, okay, well, one, you don't look like a lifeguard, but and then you'd go into the rest of it, and it would capture their attention. It's something interesting. How many times when somebody asks you what you do, you either say, nothing, because you consider yourself a stay-at-home mom, you don't really consider this work, or maybe you say, oh, well, you know, I kind of do this part-time thing, helping other families with children who have a hearing loss. Kind of how boring does that sound? You want to capture their attention because even though they might not be working in our field, you don't know who they know that maybe they could connect you with. And then because of your, the way you phrased it and the impact that you made on them when you explained it, they'll remember you. You'll stick out. You'll stand out. So for your elevator speech, it could look like something like, hello. Apparently it doesn't want to work. So think about your elevator speech and what would you say if you had that 5 minutes, not even, from floor 1 to floor 4 to explain to somebody what you do. And if you look back at the previous slide and look at one of the common things is that in the phrasing of all of those was from the experiences that I've gained raising my son with a hearing loss. Okay, that is a common thread in all of those. So however, whatever you lead in to that phrase with, it's up to you. But that, you know, somewhat summarizes what we do. Oh, there you go. So what do you tell professionals? I work for GBYS, a one-on-one parent support program. I offer unbiased support and resources to families with children who have a hearing loss. So professional outreach, why is it important? It creates awareness of our program. It allows for referrals to be made. More families get served from our program because more people know about us. We offer a bridge between professionals and families, that liaison. And then there's 4 different ways to provide outreach to professionals. The first way being we send out an outreach letter or a send-out card. You can include a newsletter with your letter, an end-of-quarter report, and this could also be an email. And then you could follow up with a phone call or visit, ask if they have any questions. If you drop in, you can give them a brochures or posters. We also have the bracelets that are child size. So if there are clients that see kids and maybe they have like a treasure chest or something that they give prizes to the kids after their appointment's done, then, you know, you could ask if they wanted some to add to that. And then just following up with them once a quarter to see if they need more materials or if they have any questions. And with every outreach that you do need to fill out a form, whether you get paid outreach for it or not. The reason being is we need to know who we're reaching out to, if there's any benefit from that reaching out. Did we receive more referrals after you made contact with them? And the other thing, too, is I don't want to find that more than one person reached out to the same person. We certainly don't want to bombard them. And if I don't know you're reaching out to them and somebody asks me to do it, then I will say, yeah, because I didn't know that you had already done so. And certainly we don't want to make a pest of ourselves. So that's another reason why we fill out the outreach form. The second option for outreach would be to set up a presentation with the staff or a face-to-face visit. Again, get pre-approval from me unless it's a contact on your list. In the past, what I've done is I've separated the CSC and DSCC offices and kind of had each guide responsible for them. This year we did a little bit something different and assigned those contacts to just a few guides and having them follow up and reach out to them. So I'm not sure if we're going to carry on with that specific list or not, but definitely reach out to me first and make sure that it would be worth your time. You would show PowerPoint on our outreach, and again, that is already made, giving them brochures and posters, newsletters, and of quarter reports. And then you would also bring a mailing list form with you that they can fill out to have their email added to our listserv so they would continue to get the newsletters and quarterly reports and information about things. Again, you would fill out the outreach form and submit it along with the mailing list on your next timesheet. And because it is an in-person visit, you would receive outreach reimbursement for that presentation. The third option would be to present it at a conference. Again, if you're going to submit this as outreach time, make sure you get approval from me. If it would, to be considered as outreach, you would have to obviously include something in your presentation about family support and Guide by Your Side, and then making sure you have posters or brochures on hand for anyone after that conference. And then, again, make sure you fill out an outreach form and submit it on your next timesheet. The last option would be to work a booth for Guide by Your Side at an expo or conference. Again, getting approval from me. We don't want more than one planning to cover an event, so we want to make sure we have all our ducks in a row. You want to also make sure that you get the booth kit box. We have several throughout the state, so you want to make sure that you get one of those so you have all the elements to set up. You would have a mailing list form out on the table so that they could add themselves to our email list. And then you would have brochures and posters on the table as well. And again, filling it on an outreach form and submitting it with your timesheet to get paid for that time. And remember that when you fill out an outreach form, you do not leave any areas blank on that. So for booths and expo experiences, we do have a little guide that shows you how to unroll the banner and kind of the idea of setting up the table. So that's available to you. It's very easy. So for outreach, why is outreach important for professionals and what's in it for you? So looking at the professionals, if we provide outreach to professionals and we're able to help the families that they work with, they in turn will have healthier families because those families have the resources that they need. There's less stress on them because they have somebody to talk to and connect with. They have the ability to meet others. They have the tools that they need to make decisions. There's consistency in the families, how do you put it? Timeliness is not the right word. A lot of professionals were reporting to us that families weren't following up. Families weren't consistently coming to appointments. However, after the families had that support and felt more at ease with the diagnosis, they became more consistent in reporting and returning for appointments because they were in a better position. Their family was happier. So what's it in for you? when we provide that outreach and more people know about us, obviously we hope to get more referrals, and that's certainly proved true. You're more knowledgeable about the resources and the providers that are in the state. It broadens your skills. It gives you the ability to hone your presenting skills and your speaking skills. And then also there's reimbursement for your time. So like I said before, the outreach form here, when you submit this, please know that you do need to have all areas filled in. Sorry. So raise your hand if you know how to create a PowerPoint. How many of you have created a PowerPoint before? Do you guys know how to raise your hand? I believe yes. There you go, Lydia. Yay! Okay, good. Take down your hands. All right, very good. Raise your hand if you know how to use a PowerPoint or present with a PowerPoint. Okay, excellent. All right. And if you did not, or if there's anything that you have questions about, please don't hesitate to ask. Many of us aren't in a position where we worked utilizing a PowerPoint or whatnot in our job, and so some families, parent guides come to this position and they don't have that experience, and that's okay. We're here to help. All right, so the following slides, woo! The slides following from this point out are part of our outreach. So if you were going to go into an office or maybe a PTA meeting for your local deaf and hard of hearing program at the school and present to the parents, then this is what you would use. This is our pre-made PowerPoint. So from this point on, I'm going to go and speak as if I was giving a presentation to professionals or parents. So this is slide 1 of that PowerPoint. GBYS started in Illinois as a collaboration between 3 organizations: our Illinois Hands of Voices program, Choices for Parents, and our Illinois EDI program, Early Hearing Detection and Intervention program. We're going to go through and tell you a little bit more about these 3 programs. Our Hands of Voices chapter in Illinois is linked to Hands of Voices National, which gives a broader source of resources and information and helps families link with other families, especially if they have a child that has a unique condition. Our Hands of Voices chapter provides social group opportunities for families. There's a quarterly newsletter provided by National Hands of Voices called The Communicator. And there are memberships available to our chapter as well. And through the membership, you get free or reduced fees for the events and things that are held throughout the year. And our Hands of Voices chapter is currently led by Andrea Marwa, and there is her contact information. Choices for Parents is organized by Karen Aguilar. It is a statewide coalition for parents and professionals. They are a resource information service. So they provide information and resources, advocacy for parents, and referrals. They also have created the Children in Hearing Loss Finder, which is free to families. That is also available online, so if you went to the Choices for Parents website and clicked on Children in Hearing Loss, you could view it online in English and in Spanish. And each year they hold an EDI Day, which is held to recognize leaders in the field. In addition to recognizing professionals, we also honor a parent with our Parent Achievement Award through Guide by Your Side. Our state EDI program is actually comprised of 3 agencies: the Illinois Public Health Department, DFCC, and Department of Human Services. These three agencies work together to identify and provide services to children who have a hearing loss. And they're responsible for ensuring that we follow the 1-3-6 model, that families with newborn babies that are screened by 1 month old, they receive the diagnosis by 3 months old, and they are enrolled in early intervention services by 6 months old. So if you notice, the Hands and Voices logo is very similar to the Guide by Your Side logo, except Guide by Your Side has the 3 hands versus the 1 in Hands and Voices. And this logo here represents that it's the guide leading the parent, leading the child through their journey of understanding hearing loss and raising a child with hearing loss. So what is Guide by Your Side? Our program is designed to provide emotional support and specialized knowledge from trained parents of children who are deaf or hard of hearing. We're here to offer the support and resources in an unbiased manner. To give you a little history about our program, Guide by Your Side is a program of Hands and Voices National, which was first implemented by a parent in Wisconsin in 2004. Since then, Guide by Your Side has been implemented in 19 regions, and other regions are already in the startup process as well. So quickly, we are taking over the U.S. and other countries. The nice thing about that, as you can see on this map here, is that our neighboring states, in orange here, all have Guide by Your Side programs. Missouri is in the startup process of a Hands and Voices chapter, and they hope to also start a Guide by Your Side program. But what I like about this is that if we have families that are along the border in the other state and they want to come into Illinois, we work with their Guide by Your Side program to share resources, and vice versa. If we have a family in Illinois and they're looking for resources and we can't seem to find any near them in our state, we will reach out to the other neighboring state to see if they know of anything. The other thing that we've had is we've had frequently parents live in one of our neighboring states and then move across the border, and vice versa. So they can continue to get that support no matter where they're at. Our mission is to support families emotionally after diagnosis. They have a safe place to share their feelings and receive support. We provide unbiased information and resources, and we make sure that the families are receiving the appropriate services for their child and supporting families with children up through the age of 21. And with that being said, if a family leaves our program but then finds later on down the road that they need that support again, they can enroll in our program again. It's not a one-time deal. So we provide that support throughout the year. Some benefits of Guide by Your Side is that we lower the loss to follow-up through the support and education of a parent guide. Because parents are receiving the support, they are going to continue to follow through and get to appointments and offer the services to their child that their child needs. We provide that bridge after a child's been diagnosed and ensuring that they get to intervention and, again, continuing to get the support and services that that family needs. We connect them with other parents. We provide them with unbiased information. We are not going to tell them what to do because whatever they choose to do is, makes the right choice for their family. We are a single point of contact, being that we are disability specific. All of us on the team, we all have children with hearing loss. And again, connecting families to state services, making sure that they're aware of what's available to them. The best part about our program is that we are free. There is no cost to families to participate in the program. However, all of our parent guides are paid for their time with families. And the reason being is that it brings the parent guide to a professional level and ensures that those parent guides are following up with the families in a timely manner and offering appropriate services, and again, sticking to our codes and the unbiased piece of things, holds them accountable. So what is a parent guide. What does that look like? Well, they're all parents or guardians of a child who is deaf or hard of hearing. They will complete an application and go through an interview. And then we have the initial training, but we also have ongoing training throughout the year. We probably have about 10 trainings in addition to the annual training. And those ongoing ones, they need to complete at least 80% of them to stay on as a contractor with our program. And the one thing that we also like to stress is that we do not work alone, that we support the providers and therapists that work with our families, and we really want to approach it as a team. So currently our team has the program coordinator and 15 guides. And we do have some specialties within our team. We do have a parent guide who is deaf. We have parent guides who are Spanish speaking. And we also have parent guides who have children who are deaf plus. So they have something else aside from the hearing loss, whether that might be ADHD, vision loss, and so forth. Our team also varies in the communication choices, amplification choices, educational placement options, and the degrees of loss within their families. So we have a nice, well-rounded team. So we have each other to reach out to for resources as well. We broke up the state into different regions, and we have a parent guide, at least one parent guide in each of these regions. And I know that as you head out west and more central southern Illinois, the regions become larger, but also they're not as populated as the rest of the Chicagoland area. So that being said, families are more spread out west and south, and so those regions have to get a little bit larger. So that's what we did. And when we created our regions too, we really looked at the CFC placements and wanted to make sure that we didn't split any CFC offices into more than one region. So what does a parent guide and a family meeting look like? After the referral comes in and the parent guide is assigned that family, they attempt to reach and return the family's call within 48 hours of receiving the referral from me. They can provide support in a variety of ways, whether that's in person, over the phone, emailing, Skype, whatever works for that guide and that family is fine. They can connect the family with other families if that's what the family would like. And they really, the main goal of the parent guide is to empower the family by sharing resources and helping family locate information that they ask for. Parent guides help the family learn about the needs of their child by listening to the family and offering unbiased information, sometimes sharing their own experiences or suggesting strategies when there might be a difficult situation. After a family is done receiving support from the guide and they feel like they are ready to exit the program, they will fill out a feedback form that is mailed back to the program coordinator. So you might be wondering, how do I refer a family? Well, there's a couple different ways that you can go about that. You can have the family sign an information release form, and then you can contact the program coordinator directly with the family's information, and then she will get in contact with the family and enroll them. You can give the family a brochure that they can fill out and mail in or hand back to you, and you can fax it over to us. Or the family can call us directly or email us directly, and then we will initiate the contact from there. So for those that are visual learners, the referral comes to the program coordinator who initiates the contact and talks with the family, finds out what their needs are, then matches them to the parent guide who works one-on-one with the family. And then after the family says they are ready to exit the program, the parent guide will inform the program coordinator, who will in turn send the family a exit survey and close out the family file. But just because they're done with Guide by Your Side doesn't mean that, you know, they're off on their own. The whole idea between the partnership and the sistership between Guide by Your Side and Hands with Voices is that once they exit Guide by Your Side, we really encourage them to get in touch and stay in touch with Hands and Voices so that they can continue to know what's changing and happening in the state, what family opportunities and events are out there, so that they can continue to support their family and stay connected. So let's do a little review here. Tell me, what do you think? Let's see. What age range of children does God by Your Side serve? And so for you guys that are listening to this presentation, when I ask this, I ask for somebody to raise their hand, and hopefully they've been paying attention and can come up with the answer of birth through 21. Tell me, what type of hearing loss does God by Your Side serve? Hopefully they will say all types of hearing loss. And then I would ask them, what parts of Illinois do we serve? And again, I'm looking for the answer, all of Illinois. And the last one here, who can refer a family to God by Your Side? And the answer should be anyone can refer a family to God by Your Side. Even the family can call us directly. Oh, there's another one, sorry. And what does it cost to participate in God by Your Side? And hopefully their answer is free. So again, just a quick recap. We help families with children who have a hearing loss, any type of hearing loss, any degree, and so forth, from birth through age 21, and they are residents of Illinois. I'd like to share a little bit of data. We've been up and running since May of 2009, and since then, through June 2013, we have served over 380 families. And this is just a little data here to show kind of the makeup of families with children who have hearing loss that we've served so far. And you can see here there's not much difference between those that utilize All Kids Medicaid from those that are private. It's fairly close there. Newborn hearing screening results. Now remember, these are reported by the parents. 214 of the families said that their child did not pass. 80 children passed. 26 children passed in one ear and did not pass in the other. And 46 were not screened. And again, 46 might seem like a high number to you, but this is reported by the parents. And some children, were adopted and so forth, so that changes the results a little bit too, because other countries don't do screening. Primary language documented by the families, 234 are English-speaking, 78 Spanish-speaking, 31 have a English-Spanish dual language in the home, and 28 families use another language. The age of the child when they enrolled in the program, our largest category is birth to a year at 28%, followed by 6 and over at 21%. But again, 6 and up through 21, that's a large range of ages there. Then the 2 to 3-year-old at 18%, and that's primarily because families getting a little nervous about the transitioning. So they're ready and looking for support on leaving, early intervention, and moving more into the IEP part of things. Then 1 to 2 at 17% and 3 to 6 at 16%. You can see those numbers are very close, so that's just a couple kids difference between all of that. You might be wondering, well, where do you receive your referrals from? And, as you can see by this graph here, there are a wide variety of places that we receive our referrals from, whether they're God by Your Side, guides, families that have used our program, referring other families, families coming back to our program, Part B being schools, choices for parents, our brochures, Part C being early intervention and those that work within early intervention, outreach, audiologists and clinics, our God by Your Side national program, our website, and our brochure that is sent out by public health after a family has a diagnosis of hearing loss. So you might be wondering how we fund our program, and there's a couple different ways. We do have a contract with our EDDI program, but we also do fundraising to supplement that. And here are some of the fundraising efforts that we do. We do a gift card fundraising through Shop with Script. We do the Walk for Hearing in October every year in the Lincoln Park area. And we also have created our own walk in Springfield called the We're All Ears Walk, and that All Ears is off of our newsletter, EARS standing for Events and Resources Statewide. And so those are just some of the extra ways that we find funding for the program. So if you're looking to maybe offer support to our program, resources or donations, maybe you would like to join us on an event or a training, or you would like to refer a parent, any of those reasons, you can contact the program coordinator here. And you also can find us on our Facebook. We have an Illinois GBYS and Hands of Voices page where we frequently post information and resources for families as well. And I just love to share this quote with you before we end the presentation. This is from a parent that was enrolled in GBYS, and she had shared that GBYS is such a valuable program and truly helped my family when we found out about our son's hearing loss. I'm not sure I would feel so confident in my son's future were it not for the conversations I have with my parent side. So I want to thank you all for your time today, and you know, if there's any questions, I'd love to answer them. All right, so that is how I would do a presentation. Before we move to the post-test, do you guys have any questions about anything that I had shared throughout that presentation or so far during the overall presentation tonight? Okay, so let's go ahead and do the post-test questions. Number 1, you can provide outreach to professionals by A, manning a booth at an expo or conference, B, sending a letter or send out card to business contact, C, giving a GBYS presentation at a conference, D, visiting an office or provider and give them a presentation, or E, all of the above. All right, number 2, whenever you provide outreach, you should send in a completed outreach form, true or false. Number 3, by doing outreach with providers, they learn how and which families can enroll in GBYS, true or false. Great. Number 4, the mission of GBYS is to A, change the world for children who have a hearing loss, B, provide unbiased information and resources, C, tell families what to do because no one told us, C, provide as much information or outreach as humanly possible, or E, answers C and D. 5, GBYS parent guides are so well trained that they can stand in for the audiologist when the family needs help troubleshooting audiological equipment, true or false. All right, excellent. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.